Say, you think if I brought my mopar by the shop on Monday?
Click the like and subscribe for more Dodge stuff. What do we got building here?
Well, we did a couple videos on the 72 D100. We have the 69 Dart down at the shop. We have the 73 D100 in the driveway. But we were going to do a little video. This is the block, the original block to the 72 that I bought. I put a new motor in it, a rebuilt motor in it I built. So I think I built one 318. It's in my 73. I built, I think, 4 360s by now. This is a 360 flat tappet block. And so what I'm going to do is just re-ring this and bearings. The crank looks good. The cam and lifters looked good. Try to get this thing together for about $500. I haven't pulled the heads apart yet.
So this isn't a Magnum.
No, this is a LA 72. So
72 block.
yeah, this was cast in 71, probably late 71.
So did you hone it or?
It's been honed, but the thing is you can feel that little ridge at the top, but it's not going to matter because I'm putting the piston that came out back in it. I'm just going to put new rings on it.
Feel a little notch
So you
up there.
couldn't put a taller piston in with that. You'd have to have this board. But my goal is just a spare
block.
Now, out of all the ones, out of the motors I did, I've never had to regrind a crank yet. They've all been good. One motor I had to line hone it. But when you take it apart, you can tell how it feels, and you can see it in the bearings. These main bearings are all evenly wore. There's no sign of anything out of whack there. And these decks, you can check them with the straight edge. There's a limit, but I'm not worried about these. I think I already checked this one.
It's all straight.
Yeah.
So you're gonna use the same pistons?
Yeah, I'll use the same pistons.
But you have some other pistons, right?
No.
Yeah, you got these pistons right here, which are shorter, right?
No, that's just a spare I used away. That came out of one of the old motors. This is a 360 piston.
Right.
But it's dished, which I don't know why this one's a flat top.
Right.
I haven't studied that yet. I don't know if this is a replacement somebody put in it. I don't know why they would, because it's a 4-inch piston. And I'm wondering if I think that this 360 came out in 71 maybe. And I think they switched over because smog was coming in pretty hard. So it would surprise me if they didn't run this taller piston a year or so before they put these in it.
So these bad boys right here are why you thought you were having rod knock?
Yeah, because those are supposed to fit in here snug, and these don't. And you can tell they're thinner than this one does. But there's about 4 of them
That are loose?
It just was loose, and I like this one.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can see it.
Yeah.
See how it's laid in?
Yeah.
And
It shouldn't fall out like that.
no, it shouldn't fall out like that. And when you compare this to a standard,
To a new one?
these are a lot thin. These are so wore out, top and bottom, on about half the rods. I'm surprised I didn't spin one. I'd probably going to measure this up and see how much clearance I was running, because you could hear it in the morning for about 3 seconds till the oil got to it. So that's the main reason I took the motor apart, to find out what was going on. Luckily, I did take it apart before I tore anything up.
Before it blew up.
Yeah, so I've always had good luck with the hydraulic rotor motor LAs, the about 86 up to 92. I've always had good luck with those, and those are scarce now.
Is that what we had in my car?
Yeah, that's what I get on. This is the only flat tappet block I've got. The rest of it I use the
Hydraulic roller?
hydraulic rollers from the later years of the LAs. So this already has new plugs in it and everything, and something
plugs.
for like a first timer to pay attention to, the way your rods are oriented and the way your pistons are.
Oh, yeah.
And at least on the Chryslers, this bearing locator and that bearing locator, that notch, they always go together. And that's the same for the main caps. The Chrysler has an oil weep hole right here.
Okay.
And you got to remember that oil weep hole faces in. And it's the same with that one. They both face each other. No matter what side, always. And that, if you do that, then your piston's always got a notch here. That faces forward. So you got to remember that.
So your arrow on your piston always faces
to the front of the block.
Always faces to the water pump.
And this oiling notch, now I don't know if the big blocks have that, but every small block I've done has that. That always faces each other.
Okay.
And I'm guessing that spits oil up all around the cam and everywhere else.
Yeah.
But if you do that, that bearing, if you look at the bearing on these will set to one side. That kind of gives you that chamfer. You'll see it. It's not a lot. It's barely noticeable. But you got to remember there's a chamfer on these rods.
And this, let me see it. That groove is always going to fit with that groove.
That groove, yeah, that's your locator.
I thought that was your oil. I thought that was
These don't seem to be offset. Like I think the other motor, it seemed like they were setting over a little. But the thing about that is if you have a crank, now I don't know what the other cranks are in the other Ford and Chevys, but sometimes I guess they can have a little fillet on that shoulder. You don't want to be getting into that. So you got to make sure that you, well, you can see it. See the chamfer on this side's real small?
Yeah.
But this one has more of a chamfer.
Oh, yeah.
You can see it.
Yeah.
You know.
It's way bigger on that side.
Yeah, so this is for number 2 cylinder. So this side sets up against the shoulder of the crank, which is not that big a deal because these are ground all the way across, but you get one that ain't, you got to pay attention to that.
Yeah.
That will get you the first timers.
Yeah.
Make sure your rods are facing the right way, your pistons are facing the right way.
Right.
These, if I was going to a taller piston, which I normally do when I do one of these, just a little taller, you'd have to bore it.
If you're having it machined,
Yeah, you don't want
that lip.
you can just feel it on 1 or 2 cylinders. It's just barely there.
Yeah, you don't want
But
that.
since we're sticking with the piston that came out of it, it ain't gonna matter.
Right. Just put new rings in it.
Yeah, rings and bearings. Because the last block I had machined, the prices weren't bad. It was, I think it was $500, and I gave them an extra 50.
Yeah.
But that's bore, deck, cam bearings, resize the rods, swap the pistons. So that's a reasonable price. This one, bearings and rings, that's $180 for bearings and rings.
Are you gonna go to a thinner base gasket
A head gasket?
or head gasket, I mean?
Yeah, well, I'll use a 1008. That's 39 thou compressed. The motor I just built is got a 50 thou compressed. It's got a thicker head gasket.
Oh, okay.
So that'll help a little.
That'll bump the compression a bump.
Yeah, it'll help it a little. We'll see.
So you ball hone this?
Yeah, just this. Now, in theory, you want to use this. They say this type of hone. This is a fine hone, though. But if you don't have a bore that's blowed out, then you could check that with the piston ring, and you could set a ring in here and measure the gap, and walk that ring down the bore and keep measuring that gap. And if it stays the same and you're on a budget,
then
I'll hone it.
Then you know you're close enough.
Use one of those hones. Hell, I don't want to get into that debate.
Right.
My whole theory here is this is in good shape.
So what you do is you start with the piston ring up here.
Well, you set it down.
Or down in here, whatever.
You square it in
But
there.
you measure it 3-4 different times.
Yeah, measure it in 3 places.
And if it's close,
If it starts moving around, then your bore's
jacked up.
probably need to get it bored out.
Okay.
If it ain't, then
Yeah.
I mean, this motor ran good.
Right.
It ran good. It felt good. The compression was even all the way across. I'll probably be $500 in this.
And that'll be
running more.
that'll be all new. That'll be all new bearings,
Bearings,
new
rings.
new piston rings, new main bearings, rod bearings, main cap bearings.
Yeah, they all come together.
Right.
I got the pan gaskets already. I need to get gaskets here and gaskets here.
What are you going to do for your intake?
Well, that's a good question. But I got to bust those heads apart.
Oh, these are the heads
the
here.
valves in and clean them up, and hopefully the valve guides ain't blowed out. And I'll clean those up, wrap the valves, get new seals, probably some Viton seals or something. Good seal. And I'll probably
Valve stem seal.
Yeah, valve stem seals, and then I'll probably go ahead and change out the springs.
Slap some new springs.
Yeah,
in
they're probably $100. Probably $125 if nothing drastic's going on there. So that's my goal, and then
Then,
I don't
intake, you don't know what you're going to do because all you have is that. All you have is the one that's set up for the Holly. Well, right, the two.
I got that cast iron 2-barrel intake.
Yeah.
I wouldn't push that on anybody. Definitely won't be putting
No,
that on here.
because aren't the isn't the like crossover or whatever plugged up on that? What's that called?
No, not on. It's plugged up on these heads.
Oh, okay.
It's plugged up on these heads, which they'll get unplugged. No, I'll buy a Chinese flipping aluminum intake for this before I put that junk back on here. Boat anchor thing. And I don't know if I'll even put this in anything until I have to put it in something, which I don't see me having to put it in nothing, because all the ones that we already built right now
Are new. all the other ones are new still.
Well, all the other ones say, well, they're getting old, they're low mileage.
Yeah.
In your
Yeah.
dog life, they're old.
Yeah.
You know, I think that motor I rebuilt 15 years ago at least.
Yeah, and it might have 5,000 miles on it.
I bet it's got 10,000 on it.
I doubt it. I don't know. Hard to say. But the cam's good though.
Yeah, I
As near
don't
as you
like the
could
flat
tell.
tappet stuff anymore, huh?
As near as you can tell, the cam's fine.
Well, near as I could tell, all the lifters look good. That's the thing about these flat tappets is, it sounds like they're having issues lately with the flat tappet cabs and lifters, because I don't even know how much of that's made here anymore, but
None of it?
I think there's still some, but
Yeah, few and far between.
that's why I like the hydraulic roller blocks better. You just don't have to deal with any of that, you know.
Right.
You don't have to, you know, this one needs high zinc oil. But I did check all the
So
lifters.
let me ask you a question. So on a flat tappet, you have to set your valve clearances?
No, well, on a Chrysler, what you have, well, since I haven't changed anything, I won't have to worry about any of that here. But on a Chrysler, if you change the deck height, any of that, you need to, and you're using a factory style rocker, which is a shaft mounted rocker, which there's no adjustment there. You have to do it at the push rod.
Okay.
So what I always double check that, and you make sure that that lifter cup is depressed about 10 thou, 20 thou. And you have to do that with the length of the push rod. It could be, there's a range in there. You
Right.
could be 30 thou probably. You could probably be 40 thou.
Right.
There's a range.
You got a window.
Right. You just want to make sure that that push rod seat and that lifter isn't up against the,
You don't want it
Retainer.
You don't want it riding hard up.
you don't want it hard up. You want it down a little bit off the retainer, the keeper. That's all I do. I've never had a
Problem.
I mean, you just check it when you mock it up.
Right.
You get the cam in it, the timing chain on it, you get number one in it, and bring it up, and you'll have to set the head on there in the gasket. You don't have to torque it necessarily, but and you put that valve train, the rocker shaft with some rockers on it, and you can check it. You want to check it.
Right.
I've seen many of people that ain't Mopar people get hung up on that are used to having adjusters up here on each one. This is a good system, but you got to know it.
Right.
It's a good system.
Right.
It's quiet,
Works good.
it's on a shaft,
Makes good
it's
power.
stable.
Makes good power.
You know, you start buying these fancy aftermarket rockers that are made in Bangladesh or wherever they're coming from, you just don't know. I've been seeing that more and more. I always stick to the factory valve train because I'm not running heavy springs. I'm running factory. These motors this motor quit running at 4,000 RPM, probably run out of air.
Right.
Start backing up on itself.
Yeah.
These are all set to, these motors make peak torque at around 2,400 RPM. That's how they're designed. So,
They're quick.
well, they just make torque.
Right.
They have that figured out.
Right.
They make more torque than they make horsepower. This motor might make, I don't even know, 240 horsepower with the 4-barrel on it.
Right. Maybe 300 foot-pounds.
Yeah, it'll make more than that.
300.
Probably 320,
330, 330 foot-pounds of torque.
I'd have to look in my book. These with the decent intake and exhaust make 340, 350 pounds of torque.
Right.
Just easy enough.
Right, which is perfect.
They're not high RPM motors,
Right.
not stock.
Might as well just
These were good for trucks.
shift it at 3 like my Dart.
Yeah, I mean,
You could take it to 4, but might as well just shift it at 3.
yeah, your heads just suck. That's
Yeah.
why.
Right.
I mean, my 69 has a good set of heads on it with big valves in it.
Right.
It's good for another 1,000 RPM just because of that.
Right. Just need
Plus it
different.
makes torque.
Just need different torque converter.
Yeah, it needs a looser converter. But yeah, that's the basics of these.
All right.
If you just pay attention, you don't really need any special tools. Some basic tools. I got snap gauges and calipers, and these little cheap Chinese calipers will tell you a lot. Plastic gauge, torque wrench.
He used to ride hill climbers too.
You need a ring compressor, that cam deal, that comp cams deal, I think I only used that thing one time to check it. Check back. We'll do one when we start getting this together.
Yeah.